Hello, everyone. I am Scott Nell, and I am here with my co-host,
Stephen McGee.
Stephen McGee, and we're
in your home, we're in your head. Lock the doors and close the blinds. Turn on your TV. Turn off your mind.
we are back again with Soul of a Gamer.
Yes, Soul of a Gamer.
And this week's game was
Banjo Kazooie.
Banjo Kazooie. No,
Rare game from the Nintendo 64 era.
yes,
And Rare as in the company, not
yeah.
Rare.
Rare's got a bunch of games. We're going to talk about that later on, but yet again, thank you for listening. This is the podcast where we play a game each week, and we come to you and we explain our playthroughs of the game and how we like the game. We rate the game. We talk about some funny shit, and we move on. So yeah,
talk about any challenges we made for ourselves, any challenges we want you guys to try out, any challenges, whatever.
Yeah, for sure. So I didn't have a lot of meaning in this game as a kid because I never played it. I was more of the Donkey Kong 64 guy.
This was your first ever experience.
It was, yes, and I'm going to tell you, it was not good. So,
and you played it on Xbox?
I did play it on Xbox.
Through the Game Pass or whatever?
Yes, I did.
Which, yes, this game is on Xbox Game Pass if anyone wants to try it. Obviously, if you pay for Game Pass, you can download it for free, which is awesome. The game's actually been started on Nintendo 64, then went to Xbox Arcade, then went to Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah.
And there is 3 games in the franchise, but do not play the third one.
Because I haven't played it, and I am a very good person to talk to about Banjo Kazooie. That's my first playthrough.
Yeah, so you're gonna have a very experienced player. This was actually the first game I ever beat as a kid. I think I was like 7 years old or something, and I played a lot of games. Like I played Mario and all those other Super Nintendo games. I think the first game I ever played was Rambo on the Sega.
Oh god, yeah, I played like Sonic the Hedgehog and shit.
I never got to
Golden Sword and things like that on the Sega. Sega was a great system. We're never gonna say anything bad about Sega. In fact, one of our next videos has to be a Sega game at some point because Sega has one of the best. I bought that little Sega that has like 80 games on it, so we could play any one of those. I could just let you borrow it. That. Each game takes like maybe an hour to beat, so
true.
It's not very difficult.
A lot of those older games, playing them now, you're like, oh, this is like super easy.
Yeah, and then
actually, no. A lot of the like Super Nintendo games and stuff were actually like really
so it just
challenging.
depends. Are they a JRPG where you just fucking go through the whole thing and then say, oh, I have to spend 30 more hours training my character up?
No.
That's old games like that, they're shitty to play because they take 50 hours even though the gameplay is like
that's how they
2
are
hours long.
Too.
Well, they're a little different. There's more story now.
That's true.
Back in the day, not so much.
But yes. So Banjo Kazooie was like I said, the first game I ever beat.
I think this game came out in 98, by the way, so it's very old.
Yes.
We're talking 22 years.
Yes.
When I was a kid.
And it seemed to pull from a lot of other games. Like, it had the same kind of painting, going through the paintings kind of thing, or making the paintings like in Super Mario 64.
Yeah,
in Super Mario 64, you like dove into the paintings. This one's it's a puzzle that is in a painting frame.
It still.
And it opens up a door when you complete the puzzle.
You never put a puzzle into a frame before and hung it on your wall and said, I spent 17 hours on
I've never
that.
framed a puzzle.
Well, that's good, because that's, a terrible thing to do. My fiance does it all the time. She just fucking does a puzzle and sits there. You want to do a puzzle with me? And I'm like, no, I don't fucking ever want to do a puzzle with you.
My family used to do puzzles all the time and stuff, but we would never, like, glue them
Oh, God, she
glues
them and she puts them up, and I'm like, why the fuck do you do that?
God, yeah.
Why would anyone even do a puzzle? Why? Why would anyone touch a puzzle?
Some people find it
Oh,
soothing.
God, no. You're like, where the fuck does this black piece go? Where does it go? Why are 90% black? They all look alike.
I hate the puzzles where all the pieces are like the same piece and all the same color.
Yeah,
those ones are terrible.
My favorite are the no edge puzzles. There's no edges. You just fucking.
Those are terrible.
Until you die, you're solving
the edges
that
are the
puzzle.
best part to do.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's the easiest part to do.
Takes
for
the
sure.
least amount of work. Yeah.
You get that done first, then you realize what a big mistake you made starting this puzzle.
Well, no, because then you feel kind of accomplished that you've gotten so far already.
And then you look into the middle and you see the bottomless pit of shit you're going to have to put into
That's
that.
why you start from the side to go towards
I think it's pretty
center.
clear that I do not like puzzles.
I think that's very
I'm
clear.
pretty sure. And Banjo, it's all about puzzles.
Yes.
It's a huge puzzle game.
Yep, you have to get a bunch of puzzle pieces to unlock, or to put them in these puzzles that unlock extra doors and stuff. Which I gotta say, going back through and playing it again, the one thing, again, just like with Pokemon Red, there's not a lot of direction.
No,
There
there's
is
not.
no direction at all.
I'm going to tell you, I had to look up some things to
I
figure
don't
out where
doubt
to
it.
go next. Because I'm like, why the fuck is this the opening to this world on the next floor, but this one's 2 floors before that? I'm so confused.
Yeah. This game is one of the games that's super easy to 100%.
Yeah.
Like, super easy to 100%. You
I was
can get
on that
every
track until I
achievement.
got bored with it. So.
Yeah.
There's 12 achievements. So you go out and you get those 12.
Yeah, they're not hard.
Oh, that's on Xbox, by the way. I don't know a fuck about the computer if it's on a computer.
I don't think it's on computer.
Well, if it was,
it's on the Xbox Game Pass computer.
Yeah,
edition
if
or
it's on
whatever.
computer, there's probably like 700 achievements. So
Or
good
it's
luck.
an emulator. I'm sure there's an emulator for
There's
it.
probably somewhere.
But yeah, I know. Like that's definitely one of the things going back through it. Like I even was kind of struggling to remember. I was like, wait, where does this puzzle open up? Where's the door again? And
Yep.
like I didn't have to look up anything because I remembered almost everything about the game. Because this is actually like my 7th or 8th playthrough of the game.
Oh, okay. So really, you just do not have a life.
I just love this game.
I can tell. And it's unfortunate that you love this game so much.
It's probably because of the nostalgia factor,
Okay.
honestly.
Oh,
Like
okay.
it
Okay.
Like I actually tried to get my wife to play it, and she had a lot of troubles with it. And
Yeah,
she
because
didn't
she's
like
smart.
it very
because
much.
it's a shit game. Yeah.
She didn't end up finishing it either.
Yeah. I did finish
well,
it.
yeah,
I
you
will
did
say
finish
I
it. You
did.
did
I
finish
got
it.
to the end and I was very frustrated. So don't worry, we're going to talk about that too.
So yeah, my first experience playing it though, I actually played it. I went over to one of my dad's friend's house when I was young, and his daughter had this game.
And you're like, I'm going to impress her. Is it weird because she was like 10 at the time,
Well,
and
I
now
was
we're almost 30? Or is it okay because we're the same age as her now?
Yeah.
Am I a pedophile because I'm like, hit that, Steven, hit that?
No, because I was at that same age.
Oh, okay, okay.
If you were telling me to hit that,
Am I more of a pedophile because I'm
10-year-old
telling
now,
two?
then
I'm,
yes.
I'm telling 2 10-year-olds to hit each other.
well, it was in the past, so
Well,
no.
oh,
You're talking to
okay.
the past
Oh,
versions
oh,
of,
okay,
of
that's
us,
good.
so no.
I'm
I
glad
don't
that
think
I'm
there's
not-
no weirdness or
Oh, okay.
peculiarness.
Good.
Now there is though, maybe because you brought it up.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm a little weirded out by myself and you right now, so let's continue. So, Banjo Kazooie, tell me a little bit more about this girl in this playthrough you had.
So yeah, she was really struggling to do anything in the game, really.
Yeah.
And I started playing the game, and before I knew it, I had completed the game. Like
Yeah.
we stayed
You
there
realized
like
that he
all
was a
weekend
god.
basically, and I felt so accomplished actually beating a game. Like
Yeah.
it was so amazing. I was like, I beat the witch.
Yeah, I will say that it is only like a 10-hour game. It's not very long.
No, yeah.
It's very, if you want to, it could be even less if you don't try to 100% it like I did.
And if you know, if you don't try to 100% it, because you don't even need
maybe 7
a
hours,
lot
6
of the
hours.
musical notes, and you don't need a lot of the jigsaw puzzle pieces. Like you can get through with missing quite a bit.
For sure.
And like honestly, if you know what you're doing, like the first level took me 15 minutes to 100% everything,
Yeah.
find everything.
Well, yeah, because that level was really easy.
Oh, yeah, the
There's a
level
lot
is
less
really
in that
easy.
level than there is in future levels, for sure.
True.
You're talking about the Mumbo Mountain, right?
Yes.
Mumbo Mountain.
Mumbo Mountain.
That was my favorite level because it only took like 15 minutes.
Did you have to look up anything on that level? Or?
No. That one was easy. That one was
Okay.
straightforward.
You figured up like
Jump in the
figured out-
eye, ground pound the stupid huts, give the monkey an orange,
Yeah.
defeat the guy with eggs when he's throwing shit at you.
I gotta say, that level has one of the funniest lines that I can't remember Mr. Bottles.
Mr. Bottles, yeah. You know, the
Mr.
whole game is very a little dark humory, actually.
Yeah.
That bird is
It's got-
kind of a dick.
Bird's definitely a dick.
Yeah.
And definitely hates Bottles.
Oh,
And Bottles hates the
hates
bird.
everyone, including Banjo.
Yeah. One of the funniest lines though is when you're first learning how to use the eggs, and Mr.
Oh,
Bottles is
yeah,
like,
I know what you're going here.
You press the trigger and you press this button and it shoots it out of his mouth, or you could press this button and it shoots it out your rear end. And Kazooie's like, that sounds like it would be painful.
Yep.
I don't think I
And
ever
it's
caught
not
that
out
as a
of-
kid.
It's not as out of Kazooie's rear end, by the way. It's out of Banjo's.
Yeah,
So it's
kind
not
of like
out of the
weirdly-
birds. The eggs are not coming from the bird. It's coming from the fucking bear.
Well, I think the when it comes out of its face, it actually comes out of its beak.
Yeah. So it's coming out of his beak there, but when it's the rear end, it's not the bird.
Yeah.
And the bird's a girl, by the way, so it should be laying eggs.
True.
But for some reason, it's coming out of Banjo's ass. So I love the naming in that first level too. You know, I met Chimpy the chimp,
Yes.
and I thought, Chimpy, hello. Your name is Chimpy, and you
Yes.
want an orange really bad.
Yes.
Okay. You know, they really did some great writing for that game. They made a butt joke, and they named a chimp Chimpy. You know, this is great.
It didn't have the best naming and the best like words and stuff, and honestly, a lot of times the like text speech of this game kind of gets annoying.
Oh yeah,
sometimes.
for sure. I was mashing
Like,
A to get through these texts.
Bottles talks forever.
Yeah.
He's kind of like probably about as annoying as Tom Nook is in the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From Animal Crossing for sure.
I've never played Animal Crossing, but
I love
I've heard
Animal
he's
Crossing.
so annoying.
He's a little annoying, but he's funny. One of the things about that first level that I was going through, you know, I kept thinking like, well, when am I going to fight a boss? When am I going to... Is this
That's
bull...
true.
Is this bull a boss? And it wasn't. It's just something you hit 3 times and it gets stunned. This game has no real bosses. There's a couple in it there that are big things to fight. Like, there was a giant sentient box that you fight and then you defeat, and then you fight its children that come out of it because it breaks, and it gets a little weird there. But that's the only boss that I feel like I fought in that whole game. Besides, like,
there's
hordes
really
of
not
things.
a boss. It's more of just collect. It's more of
a
a
puzzle.
collectible puzzle game.
It's a very big puzzle game.
and a platformer.
Yeah, very big platform.
Yes, it's got a lot of platforming,
Oh.
and some of the platforming and some of the levels is really annoying. Like Bubble Gump Swamp has some of the worst platforming.
Is it Bubble Gump or is it Bubble? I don't remember. Gloomp.
Bubble Gloomp or
I
something.
don't
It's something
remember.
like that.
It's something stupid.
A lot of
Really
the names
dumb.
of these
Oh,
places
yeah, really
are
dumb.
really
Also,
dumb.
I'm going to point out that all these places fit inside a fucking mountain, including an entire ocean. So
Yes.
I'm just going to point that out really fast and tell you the metrics of that mountain, which I saw, because in the first area, you can see that mountain. And it's definitely not big enough to fit an ocean in.
Because the mountain's got a witch's head
Oh, yeah.
opening.
Yeah.
You climb up this spiral tower to cross this bridge to go.
And we don't even talk about the fact that she kidnapped a child to steal her soul essence and her thinness.
Yes.
You know, she's really trying to make herself beautiful, and we're the bad guys, I feel, from stopping her.
The witch is a really ugly old hag witch, and she steals
I think she's
Banjo's
got character.
kid's sister, and she puts her in a machine because she wants to steal her essence, her beauty, and her life. And so, which is actually really funny. If you ever quit the game or you lose the game,
So you actually have to exit to do this, though. You get if you lose,
you click exit game.
Yeah.
And not just like whatever else you would press, or you just leave the game. But if you actually hit exit the game, it actually counts as a game over. It doesn't change your save progress or anything like that, so you don't actually lose any of that. But it scared a lot of people the first time you exited the game.
It scared me. I exited the game, and I'm like, oh shit, did I just lose all my progress? So I had to go back in, even though I was about to go to bed. I go back into the game. I'm like, no, this game's just fucking bullshit.
Yeah. So the first time actually every time you exit the game, it counts as like a game over, and the game over screen actually appears.
Yeah.
And the witch
That'll
actually
show you
starts
what happens
the
to the
machine,
little girl, you know, the kidnapped child.
and it turns her into a big ugly thing. And she gets huge.
What's funny is I don't even think she's that pretty. Okay, she's a little child. I'm not a pedophile. I'm just pointing it out. She's a little child, but she's not even a cute kid. She's like a little ugly fucking bear. And then when she switches bodies with the witch girl in the exit, the witch is way hotter. I'm like, holy fuck, she got really pretty. Was this girl really that pretty for a
They
bear?
definitely kind of over-sexualized
Oh,
the witch.
yeah, the witch. I was like, damn, fucking keep it, because this little girl is ugly as fuck.
Which is just kind of a funny little...
Yeah.
Such, like, old school games have some of the weirdest stories on some
well,
of
this
those
is
things.
by the same people from, like Conker's Bad Fur Day, and that game was fucked up, so...
Yes. I mean, that one had talking poop.
Yeah, and it's like the shit mountain or whatever the fuck it called itself. Yeah, it was a very... If you ever play Conker's Bad Fur Day, maybe one day we'll do it, but that'd be a great game for everyone to play. It's on, like...
I have it on the Rare Replay.
Yeah, it's on Rare Replay, but it's also on, like, the PSP and stuff,
That's
I
also
think.
another place Banjo Kazooie is.
Yeah.
It's on the Rare Replay.
Yeah, so you can get it on a lot of little platforms like that. But if you ever get a chance, play it. You'd love it. That game is fucking insane.
Because Banjo 2 is also on the Rare Replay.
Yeah, same idea as Banjo Kazooie, but not nearly as clean.
Yeah, definitely a lot more adult.
Yeah, going through the levels in them, I will say they were very simple puzzles.
Yeah.
But not always. Like, some of the puzzles, I'm like, well, how am I supposed to figure that out?
Yeah.
If I didn't look it up, how the fuck, like, in the pyramid one, you go and you swim down, and I'm like, all right, how do you drain the water? Because I didn't grab the puzzle piece right away. I thought, like, oh, there's got to be a way to drain the water before I grab this. The way you drain the water is you grab the puzzle piece.
Yeah.
Does it explain that anywhere? No.
Or in the ocean level, where you first learn to fly and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's also there's a little bucket next to this.
Oh, yeah, Leaky.
Leaky
the
bucket.
The leaky bucket. Again, you know, Chimpy the Chimp, Leaky the Leaky Bucket, really going all out with these names, guys.
Yeah. It's really
You're
strong
getting really
stuff there.
You know what? I like it. It's a descriptive name of what the character is like. If there was someone fucking
It's
in the
simple.
game, I'd
it was
assume
made for
was
kids.
Fucker.
It was a game made for kids.
Yeah, obviously, but some of the jokes are not kid friendly.
But yeah, it's next to this like sandcastle that you can go into, but it's filled with water, and you can't actually go into it until you drain the water in this little like ditch thing.
Yeah.
And one of the things is like Leaky's like, "Can you find something to plug my hole?" And it never
I'll give
tells
you
you
something to
in
plug
a
your hole.
Of course you would.
Yeah, of course you would.
It never tells you what you could use to plug the hole.
Yeah.
It doesn't tell you if there's an item on
I
the map
randomly
somewhere.
did it. I'm like, well, maybe this will work.
I remembered having to look that up in the past, so I was like, oh, you have to poop an egg out
Yeah.
of your ass 3 times.
Yeah. And then he somehow this tiny little leaky bucket completely drains
How
a
does
little pond.
Eggs coming out of my ass 3 times fill your hole.
It just does. This is why you could never write a game, Steven, okay?
I'm not smart enough,
You're not
apparently.
thinking in the right direction. That these guys obviously genius that they came up with this fucking game.
You know, it's on the beach and it's really hot. So
Yeah.
the eggs, when they shot them out,
Oh,
they
yeah,
broke,
and then
they cooked.
the yolk
and then the
sticks
yolks
to the
stuck
shells.
To the, yeah.
And the shells block the hole, of
Yes,
course. How could I
yes,
not figure that out? Man, these guys were innovators ahead of their time.
Geniuses.
Fucking rocket scientists over here.
Best thoughts ever.
Yeah, some of those levels are ridiculous too. You don't even like during that level. There's a bunch of fucking treasure chests, open, close, open,
Oh,
close.
God,
And I thought
with the
like
teeth.
you're supposed to kill it. Well, I'm getting in it. It's not hard, but I just thought you're supposed to kill it.
No, but like you jump and you just barely touch the teeth and it knocks you
see,
out
I never
of
touched
it.
the teeth because it was a simple little thing to get out and in. It's just annoying that it didn't explain to you, like, hey, jump in this fucking thing. Because I was looking for the last music note, which is in one of the random treasure
Yeah.
chests around the fucking beach.
That shark's annoying. Too,
Oh yeah,
on
the
that
shark.
level.
Well, the shark wasn't too bad. I never got hit by him.
I
the only
I
time
did
was
when I
getting
tried
that
going
last,
to the
what are the little
the
things
hidden
called? The little fucking
life. The little creatures.
Pikmin-looking motherfuckers.
I don't actually remember what those are called.
Like fling flungs or something stupid like that. You had to get one that was underneath the dock where you spawned, and you had to swim down there. But swimming down there, the shark comes at you, so you have to get him, and then he drops the puzzle piece. You get hit by the shark. You go back out.
Oh, that's why you don't catch that one last.
What do you mean?
Whichever, because each level there's 5 little creatures you have to
Got
catch.
you. Yeah, I caught him definitely
Yes.
last because I didn't know he was there. at
Sometimes on
first.
some of the levels it's very important to your order of doing it.
Yeah. Did you ever do that one last? Because that one was a pain in the ass. Because you go in, get hit by the shark after you touch it. He drops the puzzle piece. You have to get out of the water, go back in. Hopefully you don't get hit by the shark. There's also no, like... When you get hit, you can get hit twice in a row.
Yes.
So in the original, like, Mario and stuff, you'll have, like, a little blinking phase where you're invulnerable for, like, 2 seconds so you can get what you need
can
done.
get oobliterated. It's
Yeah.
almost like Dark Souls level of obliterated by
Yeah.
some of these enemies.
This
Like,
Banjo Kazooie was the original Dark Souls. I don't know if any of you know that.
the Bubblegum Swamp, when you're fighting those yellow frogs in
Oh,
that
yeah,
area.
the fucking annoying frogs.
And for some reason, I thought you had to shoot them with eggs because the first couple attacks I tried to do didn't.
Yeah, because you have to hit
Work.
him multiple times.
And I was almost running out of
Or
eggs.
once with the beak, or rat-a-tat-tap, or whatever the hell it's
Yeah.
called.
Which, that is the best move in the game
Yeah,
for
it does
fighting
all
everything.
the damage. It does 3 base damage, whereas the roll does 2 base, and the punch does 1.
Oh, I see.
The
I didn't
eggs-
ever look any of that stuff
Oh,
up.
I didn't look it up. I just figured it out.
Oh, okay.
It took 3 hits from a punch to
I
kill
guess that's
something,
fair.
and 1 hit from a rat-a-tat-tat.
Yeah,
So,
you do the jump beak attack, it kills almost anything in the game in
Yeah.
1 hit, and it's just
unless it's Boxy the box
you're the
monster.
You're the safest in that way. 'Cause
Yeah.
even on your rolls you can get hit, and even when you're punching you can get hit if they
Yeah.
hit you first. So that's actually the best and easiest way to go through the entire game, honestly.
Yeah, and there's no good knockback in that because they'll get knocked back and come right at you. So
Yeah.
gotta be careful with that. I will say that a lot of these things in the game really annoyed me. Getting puzzle pieces. You know how I feel about fucking puzzles.
Yeah.
That just seeing the puzzle. Literally the day after I told my fiance I did not want to do a fucking puzzle with her. I'm like, all right, let's start Banjo Kazooie, and it's all fucking puzzle pieces. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So
I did not know about his hate for puzzles beforehand.
I just hate puzzles so much. so I jump in, I do the puzzles. I'm like, all right, this isn't too bad. And then you have to get all the musical notes. I'm like, all right, this is not terrible. And then I got to, I think it was the swamp, is the one where I just got so mad because you turn into a fucking little alligator to get through the swamp, And other than that, you get hit every time you fucking land in that fucking swamp.
Yeah, because there's piranhas in the water.
Yeah,
is what it
piranhas
says.
in these swamp waters fucking you up every 2 seconds you stand in them.
Oh, and it's ridiculous. One of the things I didn't notice, there was a kind of a trick. If you did land in the water, you land in the water, you get hit. You can just do one single jump.
Yeah, and then not get hit.
Double jump
Yeah.
after that to not get hit.
Yeah. I
Because there was
figured that
a
out
little
pretty
bit of
fast
an
'cause I was in the
invulnerability.
water a lot.
Yeah.
So.
Which, yeah, that level, I feel like everyone
Oh, and I hated
gets
the mini
caught
game.
on that level.
I think if I played that level later, so that mini game becomes way easier when you can use those fucking boots.
Yes,
or
the
not the
speed
boots.
boots.
Yeah, the speed shoes.
Yes.
You don't unlock them until
The ice?
no, it's after the ice. It's
after the ice.
you have to go unlock it with the lava. You go into the lava
Yeah.
place to unlock the area. I think it's the Egyptian level.
Yeah.
So in the
you're
Egyptian
right.
level, you only have one mole to find, and he teaches you how to run really fast with these special shoes. And when you do this alligator mini game, you have to eat more things than this fucking alligator eats, but you're way slower than him unless you use the boots.
There is a easy way to kind of get past that one though. If you actually like cut him off a lot of times.
Yeah, and that's what I ended up
And
doing. I
a
didn't
lot
even
of
end up getting the
times-
boots to beat him.
No, I didn't use.
There was just too much work to go because I didn't know when you got the boots. So I'm like, if I have to come back, I will. But I'm trying to get this fucking done now.
Yeah, it's a lot easier if you can beat everything on your first playthrough and get everything on your first playthrough. It's kind of annoying to go back into the games, into the levels, because you forget where some of the things were.
Yeah.
And if you are missing 3 music notes, just stay
fucking
there and
move on.
Or
No,
just move on.
You don't need them.
You don't need 100% of the game unless you are achievement hunting.
Yeah, there's just 7 out of 12 achievements. You go for it. You get those 12, man. It's probably worth like 200 achievement score. You fucking get it.
I think it is.
Oh,
actually.
God. So, one of the things that I loved about the game is this good witch. Was it Bruntilda? Bruntilda? Something like that. It's a fucking...
It's Glentilda or Brentilda or
yeah, because
something like
the
that. It's
Gruntilda is the witch. It's like
Yeah.
Gruntilda, Gruntilda.
Butilda or something.
Butilda, something like that. So the good witch, you go in and you find her, and she's like, I'm going to tell you 3 secrets. And I thought, like, oh, okay, so this is going to be how I beat the game. And it's like, Gruntilda likes slug stew. Like, what? What did you just say? She also wears dirty panties.
Her dog name is Lay Chomper.
No, it's Ripper.
Oh.
Her dog's name is Ripper. I'm going to tell you why I went through this, okay? Later on, when we're at the end of the fucking game. But I went through this a lot.
Oh,
So
God.
I know a lot of these questions and answers now.
Yes, because
fucking boss
you can
battle.
find her in
like anywhere,
10
everywhere.
different areas.
Yeah, and she tells you 3 facts about her that are just dumb fucking facts.
And this was one of the first games I know that actually had some fast traveling stuff in it too.
Yeah, the pots.
Yes.
Yeah, the pots
Which
were
those
interesting.
those are kind of weird. And
I used
interesting.
one ever.
I don't think I really ever used
Yeah,
them.
because
in
you
my
don't really
playthroughs.
need. The only time you need to go back is to unlock the Click Clock Woods.
Yes.
Because that's at one of the first areas you head into, but you can't unlock it until it's like the last area you go to.
My battery just died on the camera.
Oh.
Oh.
But that's okay. We'll continue the audio. So.
We're not gonna have video for this last
Yeah,
one.
that one's okay. So you go in and you find this girl in all these different areas, and she just tells you 3 weird secrets. And then there's a pot system that you can fast travel through, but is completely worthless because you don't go back and forth a lot. And if you
True.
do, it's only one area. You go forward 1 and you go back 1. So what it ended up being for me is, why the fuck did they put this fast travel system in if you only needed to use it 1 time, but they put like 6 pots in there?
Yeah, no, the fast travel thing was really definitely kind of annoying because it
Yeah.
definitely didn't seem like it could have been implemented better. I feel like.
Yeah, and by the way, what I mean by pots is each individual pot you found is like a giant cauldron.
Yes.
So there's a cauldron you jump into to go to a different cauldron, but you had to find 2 fucking matching cauldrons to jump in.
They all had different colored smoke
Yeah.
coming out of it, and if you found 2 cauldrons of different colors, the same color smoke coming out of it,
You could
that would
travel
transport
through them,
to that.
but you
one
had to find that
location.
second cauldron to fast travel. And I don't think I found the second one for the first place until like the 5th or 6th floor.
Yeah, it's definitely really interesting.
Yeah, so I don't know if they did that because they thought maybe the 20 seconds it takes to climb down 6 floors was too much for even the casual gamer, or maybe they were just like, you know what, let's put fucking cauldrons in here because pot's cool. You know, it's hard to tell. I will say the best part of this fucking game, Click Clock Woods.
That is a fun
the
level.
best
it is,
level.
It is. There's some parts of the platforming on that level that's kind of
It's
challenging.
annoying, yeah,
Yes.
for sure. But You know, all the other worlds, they had all these like themes. There was a pirate world. There was a
winter world.
Yeah, winter world. There was a swamp world, and they all had weird themes. But this world, its theme was really cool. It was time. So you go in the Click Clock Woods, and it's literally this giant fucking tree surrounded by like a little grassy areas. And in the first one, I think it's autumn.
Yes.
No.
Or
it's spring. So in the first one, I think it's spring. And then the next one, you go through that and you do stuff in there. And there's a bird you hatch. And it's like this eagle. And in the next one, that eagle is hungry, so you have to feed it. And the next one is a summer. So in the summertime, it looks completely different, but it's the same map. Mm-hmm. Also in this one, you turn into... By the way, with this fucking game, you turn into a bunch of animals.
Yes.
Now...
You use Mumbo to...
Mumbo, if you've never played Banjo, but played Donkey Kong, Mumbo is his uncle, or his grandpa, basically. In Donkey Kong, there's like a dude. It's a monkey grandpa.
Uncle Cranky?
Yeah, something like that, where he gives you science potions that turns you into weird shit, or gives you weird abilities. In this one, it's Mumbo, the witch doctor, who turns you into inanimate objects or animals.
Yes.
And I was a refrigerator, because in the mansion one, you get turned into random things where it's like, oh, didn't mean to do that.
There's also a cheat code you can put into that sandcastle.
Yeah, I remember getting that.
The dishwasher.
Yeah.
You can turn yourself into a dishwasher.
Yeah, because he turned you into a dishwasher.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He temporarily, and he's like, I did it wrong. You're supposed to be a pumpkin.
Yep.
So,
because you turn into a ant, an alligator.
it's a termite, I think.
Or yeah,
Ant or termite. It looked like an ant, but it's a fucking termite. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
So it's an ant. You're right, an alligator, a pumpkin, a bee, and bee is the click clock, which was what I was getting towards, and then maybe a dragon, because in the mansion world he says, I'm going to turn you into a great dragon, and then he turns you into a fucking pumpkin. So he's an asshole. I was pretty pissed off. Yes. I was like, okay, I'm going to turn into a dragon, sweet, and then I'm a fucking pumpkin.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you heard me right. I'm a sentient pumpkin running around, jumping into a toilet, and getting flushed down that toilet, and as a pumpkin, that is perfectly possible.
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So anyway, in the Click Clock Forest, you get to turn into a bee, which was fucking sweet, but only in that first world.
Yeah.
The spring world, and then in the autumn world, you go up and you go into the beehive.
Yeah.
And then in the winter world is next, which was sweet. You feed the eagle again. You unlock, you break a stone for a dude, but you can't go into the area that you unlocked until the winter time. No, the autumn time when the water is higher.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet how they did that. I really enjoyed the things they did in that world. It was really cool going through and doing one thing in the autumn time and having the resolution for that thing in the springtime.
Yeah, and that one, honestly, is probably, one of everyone's favorite levels.
Yeah, I cannot doubt that, because that was... By far, it was the most challenging. You're right. The platforming in that level is the most challenging. But it had the best aesthetics in the entire game. They really put a lot of work into that one.
A lot of people's other favorite is the Winter Wonderland world, where it's all Christmas time. Just because of how open it is.
Yeah, it's very
there's a lot
open.
of flying
Just
space to do it.
doing all the stupid... Killing all the snowmen, and that was really fucking annoying.
That was challenging, but I enjoyed that.
Yeah. Going up through the... Killing all the snowmen and going up to the top, though, was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's way up there.
I love going to the top of, all the different maps.
Yeah.
The beach one was another one where you can get all the way to the top of that tower and look down, and you're like, wow.
And the beach one... the beach one did have a boss you fight, too. It was a little treasure chest, I think, you fucking fought. You had to ground slam the X's... And then the final one, you found this little treasure chest that wasn't strong. No. You couldn't roll to kill it. You had to beak charge it or something. Yeah. Rat-a-tat-tap.
I did like the beak charge. I think that's how I did it, was the beak charge against that one.
Yeah.
And the most annoying thing in that beach level was probably the giant Nippy the crab.
Yeah. That wasn't too bad. I think.
It was not bad. The first time,
it's very mechanical based. He stops using his claws, you hit him in the fucking eye, and you get out of there.
Yeah. It's just knowing that, I think the first times I played it, I struggled with that one a lot. But I mean,
you try to jump in probably as he's hitting his claws out, and then eventually you figure it out. Now let's talk about the final level. The final fucking. I spent this morning. I stay up all night and I play games, and this morning was no different.
Yeah.
And I got through Click Clock, and I'm like, that was fucking amazing. This game is really turning around for me. And then you get to the final level. So the final level is a quiz. It's like fucking homework.
It's like a quiz show.
It's a board game quiz show. You go onto a space on the board, and you're probably about 20 spaces away from Gruntilda to save your sister. What's your sister's name?
I don't even remember.
Yeah, it's just some ugly fucking bear who should really give her prettiness to Gruntilda because you looked way hotter. You go on this board, you're 20 spaces away from Gruntilda, and you get asked questions, and it's either like a visual, personal question about her that you learned from the Good Witch.
Yes.
Questions about who you've met, where you've been, and it's really fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Because some of the spaces are like, if you get this question wrong, you're dead.
Yeah.
Insta-dead.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. And that one, I do kind of wish this game had, like, boss battles.
Yeah.
Or at least had an epic battle at the end.
Yeah, because you answering those fucking questions. By the way, it took me 2.5 hours of memorizing a lot of those fucking questions because a lot of them are really dumb.
They are really dumb.
Oh, and
I remembered,
mini games.
Yeah. I remembered some of those questions and stuff. And when I was just doing the replay, I didn't actually get to the very end when I was replaying it just right now.
Well, you're lucky. Luckier than me.
I was like, I've beaten it 6 times. I'm good.
yeah. And then at the end, you could just be like, yeah, I've beaten it 6 times, and I want to spend 7 hours learning everything about this game.
Yeah, no, that is kind of annoying. It's definitely probably the worst part of the game.
Yeah, it's a boss battle where you get fucking homework, and I was just pissed.
Yeah, because, I mean, you play the game, like, if it does take you, like, 6 to 10 hours or however long it'll take you to get through all of that, like, you're not gonna remember something you heard from the Good Witch after the first level.
I memorized all those. That wasn't the problem.
Okay.
So those were easy. The problem was, like, randomly it would show you, like, where have you been? And it'll show you a picture, and you're, like, under a scrotum, and it's like, where is this scrotum located? And you have to fucking guess, because you don't remember. Is that the camel scrotum or the one from the fucking ghost that you met?
There was a couple of those pictures that I remembered were like, wait, is that this area or this area?
Yeah, because they all look the same. I died a lot in that last part. I came in, so in the swamp level, I had 9 lives, and by the time at the end, I had 2, and I never got above 4 again after that.
I think the last time I did finish the game completely, I think I either had my wife looking up the answers for me as I was playing, or I had it just up online.
You can't pause it.
No, I know.
Yeah, that was the worst part. Is sometimes you can hit the Xbox button on the controller, and it'll pause the game. It didn't work, so I tried the double start because it's the 360 game. If you press start and select at the same time, it'll open up the old HUD. Yeah. Still didn't work, so I tried pressing pause. Fucking didn't work. So I'm like, what the hell?
Yep.
Because I just wanted to get through this shit and see the ending, and the ending was very subpar.
Yeah,
I was not happy.
The ending was really just lame. It didn't have a lot to it. It didn't have, like, you just destroying the witch or
She runs away up the stairs, and you're like, all right, let's go home now.
And then you...
This place sucks.
Play the intro of the song, don't you?
Yeah.
Don't you go back to the house and start having a party, and then you play the intro?
I think so. I skipped the credits because I didn't want to... Although, they did show during the credits, like, each individual character, and they showed funny things about the people, like major typewriter person, like things like that about the credit authors of the game, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Going through that little board, though, the worst part was the fucking challenge part. So the challenges were like, you had to do... So some of the challenges in the game is you have to write Banjo Kazooie and within 90 seconds, and then you open up a lock to get a puzzle piece. And they repeat those challenges. They'll shave 20 seconds off of it. And with this one, it said write Banjo Kazooie in reverse. So there's that one. They did this one where do the matching. You had to match all these things by ground slamming while a fucking mummy was chasing you. You can't kill the mummy. You can just stun it.
Yeah.
The worst one was you had to fight that sentient fucking box. Which, when I beat it the first time, I just shot eggs at it because I had a bunch of eggs, and in this one I didn't. And I didn't want to go back. So I was like, all right, well, I'll just fucking try, and then I never beat it. So I decided, if every time you get hit, you take a hit of damage, but if you lose the challenge, you take a hit of damage.
Yeah.
So I just ran around it every time I got that challenge and decided to lose on purpose.
Oh, okay.
Because it was horrible.
Yeah.
And then there was a bee challenge where the bees came at you and you had to kill them in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
There was there was another challenge that was just garbage. All the challenges were so hard. Oh, the music challenge. You had to watch these turtles like sing.
Simon
Says that shit. But at one point, I'm like, maybe I'll have time to record it. I'm like, nope, I only have 10 seconds to answer this fucking shit.
Or not Simon Says, but Simon.
Yeah,
the
Simon.
old red, blue, yellow, green thing. But there's like 6 colors.
Yeah.
And the turtles are all like
and they're all
weirdly.
and 3 of them are shades of fucking blue, so you can't just say blue. You have to get
there's
cyan, dark blue, sea breeze blue.
Yeah, there's the light blue, the dark blue, the purple, the
Orange.
pink, the orange, the red, and the yellow.
It's a lot. Yeah, there's like. No, there's 6 of them because there's 8 turtles total. Because that's another fucking question in there. How many turtles were there?
Yeah, there's some of those things. The game really expected you to memorize a ton of things.
Yeah,
towards
and it's
the end.
short, so it's possible. But it was just so boring.
But it's not. It doesn't tell you in the game that you would ever need this information.
So it hinted at it by giving you that information with the Good Witch. I mean, I guessed it. I was like, I'm not gonna get a fucking quiz at the end with these Good Witch things. But I didn't know I'd get a quiz with everything.
Yeah.
Just the Good Witch stuff.
Well, and that's the thing is, like I said, like it tells you, like the Good Witch is like you might find this information useful later on, which kind of gives you the foreshadowing hint of, oh, you're gonna need this information later. But it doesn't say that for anything else, like how many turtles are there, or how many this are there, or what's this location. Like memorize everything in this game.
Yeah, good luck. Yeah, and I didn't hate the game. I wouldn't replay it. I'm gonna be very honest.
Okay.
Yeah. I enjoyed some of the game. I enjoyed the platforming part of it. I thought that was a lot of fun. Some of the comments that the Tui was making, or Kazooie, I guess, because the second game's called Tui. Yeah. Which I never figured out until... Because I thought it was called Banjo Tui, like Tui was the bird.
Oh, no.
And then it's Banjo Kazooie, and then the second game was called Banjo Tui because it's number 2. Yeah. And I was like, this is fucking stupid. Yeah. All right. It was really you guys are really Chippy the Chimp. Banjo Tui.
Which I think I've played maybe like 2 hours of Banjo Tooie. Yeah. I didn't get into it as much as the first one. Yeah. And
sequels are never as good.
Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. Most people don't even want to talk about that game because some other company got the rights to that game and they made it a full. You had to build your own cars.
Oh, I don't hate that concept, but it sounds hard.
It was really terrible from what I heard. The controls were terrible.
You know,
the cars were terrible.
Like, what was that game on PlayStation from back in the day? Jack and
Daxter?
Yeah, Jack and Daxter. Remember in the
Those
second
games
or...
were fantastic.
Yeah, but remember in the second or third one, you built like a fucking car thing that you raced around.
I remember that. I didn't really play the Jack and Daxter's games much. I played the Daxter games.
Yeah, I barely played them, but they were kind of fun. Like, again, it's an interesting concept.
Because I like the Daxter games, because I had it on the PlayStation Portable. Yeah. And the Daxter game on that.
Oh, the PSP?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the PlayStation.
I'm saying it for the people who don't know what PSP stands for.
Okay, you guys are dumbasses. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, you know, I used to hate having a PlayStation Portable.
Because they're garbage.
Well, not only that, but because every time I was like, hey, I got a PSP, someone would be like, a pretty small penis?
Oh, I like that guy. That guy's pretty funny. He's way funnier than you.
Fuck you. It does sound like something you would say.
It sounds exactly like I would say.
Oh, God.
My favorite thing is when people say, what was it? What's that dumb one that's fucking from the 90s that everyone says? I'm cool, overweight, whatever, something like that. Oh. Constipated, overweight.
Oh, out of shape loser.
Yeah, out of shape loser. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm cool. Yeah, you're a constipated, out of shape, overweight loser.
Yeah, and every time I hear that, I'm like, and you're a fucking dumbass. All right, it's not an acronym, asshole. It's a word. There's a big difference. Maybe if you read a book. Yeah. Yeah, drives me crazy. There's things like that, and I think loser was one of them. There's one for loser, one about fucking good, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, guys. I get that you don't want to be called a loser, but sometimes it's necessary, especially for you, if you're making up those fucking acronyms. Yeah. I'm sorry, but that's the truth.
There was one for the derogatory gay term. I won't say it on here because I know it'll offend a lot of people.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
And a lot of people are like, yeah, I am. I'm a female ass grabber, including tits. And I was like, that's not even how you spell that.
Yeah, and it's not even funny. Like, yeah, you're right. It's an acronym. I'm like, read a fucking book. God, did your mom beat you as a kid? Is that why you're so fucking stupid now?
They might have. You don't know what these people have had happen.
No,
in their
I don't
lives.
apparently, and apparently they deserved it because they're assholes. Ah, it drives me crazy. I hate those acronym bullshits.
Yeah, no, the acronym things, especially because like these acronyms are actually like things, and like if someone comes up to you excited, like I got a PSP, don't be like a dick about
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Like,
pretty small penis. You fucking loser.
everyone, he's got a pretty small penis.
And it's like, and then I'll just be like, have you seen it? Did you watch him undress?
I'll plop it on your face right now if you want to see
it's
how
like
small
that
it
South Park
is.
episode where Cartman makes a video of him sucking Butter's dick, and he's like, "Look how gay Butter is," and he's like,
Oh, yeah.
"Aren't you the one sucking his dick?" And yeah, that's exactly what it is. If you're saying he's got a pretty small dick, and then everyone can just ask, "Well, obviously you're very interested in it,"
Yeah, I mean,
and that's
Apparently.
not bad, but you're being a dick about it, so now it is bad.
exactly.
Oh, yeah. So tell me, ranking this game.
So I still personally have a lot of high feelings towards this game. I really think that it is an enjoyable game. I had a lot of fun with it. If you like just kind of, if you're a person who likes collectible games that aren't too
Oh
hard,
yeah, any N64 game really.
this is a really good game for
Yeah.
you. Like if you are kind of like adventure, platforming, puzzle kind of games with a bunch of collectibles, this is the game for you. I'd probably moderately rate it. I'd probably give it like I would play it if you had an Xbox Game Pass because you're not paying for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably it's worth a playthrough.
Oh yeah, and for me it's about 4 holes in your head with an ice pick.
How's that as far as rating go? Is that good or bad?
Yes.
It's like an ice pick lobotomy and it actually helps me, so it's good for me.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
It's definitely, that rating is appropriate in my book. It's a good game. I mean, I had fun with some of it, but man, it's just pushing myself to get through that game was just very not fun for me. I think as a kid I would have liked it better. As an adult, I'm like, this game is shit.
There are some parts of the game that just suck.
Yeah.
Which it always is terrible in anything that you're playing or doing. Then when you have those sections, like honestly, like the underwater sections are. I hated the clankers.
Oh yeah, because
level.
that made me. Because anytime I play a game where you're underwater, you kind of feel like yourself. You can't breathe.
Yeah.
And that's how I am. I'm like, oh god,
Well, and
claustrophobia is ticking in.
they really force you to almost drown for
Yeah.
one of the puzzle pieces to unlock clankers to raise them up. Like you have to dive down so
Oh, but remember,
far.
there's bubbles down there.
Not until you go through that loop 3 times.
No, they're always down there.
Oh, I didn't see
Yeah,
him
yeah,
until
yeah.
after I did it.
I thought at first, I'm like,
Maybe
how the
my
fuck-
game glitched
how
because
the
I didn't
fuck you-
see him at all
Yeah.
until after I
You could almost die down there, but there are definitely bubbles I was using, and I was like, this is stupid
But
because I
even
keep
the
out the
aiming
follow
on
this
those
guy.
are hard.
Yeah, I know.
Aiming
It's-
underwater is just
And
ridiculous.
there's 2 ways to swim: the fast way and the slow way.
The
and
slow
both
way
suck.
sucks.
Both suck.
The fast way sucks too because
Oh.
it's hard to aim it.
Yep.
But the slow way is just so slow.
Yeah. Oh god. But it's
It's
good
not
for grabbing
worth-
little things down at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, if it does.
Especially. Oh yeah. By the way, camera angles for this game, shit.
Yes.
Just all old games.
You will get camera locked onto walls.
Yes,
And you
so
will
many
die
times.
because of that.
The big problem is, old games, N64 games, Super Mario World, Donkey Kong 64, just the Gemini,
Jet Force Gemini.
Jet Force Gemini, all those games are third-person shooters where the walls are impactful on your view
Yes.
because they didn't have the technology, I don't think, to really
To
make
pierce through
yeah
the walls
to pierce
without
through the
them
walls without
not being there.
yeah. Because then it opens the walls up, I think, to walk through if you have to pierce through them like that.
So yeah, they have the controls to move the camera around, which
Yeah.
is nice at times, but sometimes or
In
that's
some
one of the other
areas,
things
you
too.
don't even get to
when you
move the
go
camera.
through a door, you have to hold a different direction
Yeah, yeah,
sometimes. Or you go right back through the door,
Yep.
and that's annoying. So you
Yeah.
have to get used to some of the camera controls with that. Which
It's not like new games. It's not made
No.
well. Even like shit new games are made like pretty good.
yeah,
But this game is not.
this definitely has some camera problems.
Yeah. So yeah, I would rate it well. Just it's an okay game. It's not terrible. I'd play it. I played it. I got through it. First time playing through. I'll never play it again probably.
If you have kids, your kids will probably love it.
If you have kids, maybe wait till 11 or 12. It's pretty.
Well, I'm not saying like young kids.
Yeah, like 2 or 3. I mean, like 4 or 5. Normally, they'd probably play games. There's just a lot of adult jokes in this game. I feel like.
I never caught on to any of them.
Yeah. As a kid, you don't usually, but kids today. The internet has really opened us all up
That's true.
to understand what a dick is.
But
so.
I really think that, like, if you have kids probably around like 8 to 12 years old, they might really enjoy this game.
They would really like it. But me personally, as an adult, no. And I know some people are just saying, well, just Banjo was made for this, and this writer died, and his son was killed in a car. I don't care. Just leave your comments to yourself. I think it's an okay game.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's not great for me. Other people might be great for.
If you are listening, though, tell us in the comments what you think of the game. Tell us what experiences you had with it, if any bugs or glitches you found, what your favorite level was.
Tell me if you like his bald head. Just tell me if you would rub it. Just a little bit.
I do. I love rubbing my bald head.
Yeah, just do that.
Right after I shave it.
Yeah, and then
so smooth.
Tell me if you would like to go on a date with him, and maybe we can set something up.
My wife would have to approve.
No. I'm the approval here, so you just tell me whatever you want to tell me.
Scott does control everything in my life.
I control everything in his life. So yeah, thanks everyone for listening again.
Yes.
A couple thanks again, Diafic Soul yet again for shouting us out. That's really cool of him.
Yes, if you are still interested in watching any of my videos, I will play. And if you are wanting me to play any of these games online, I will stream them for you guys. It's the Gooey Magoo.
Yeah. You want to tell me your Twitter and everything?
Yeah, my Twitter is Gooey Magoo. My Instagram is the Gooey Magoo. There was a couple of things that I came really late to join, like Instagram and YouTube, with my name. So I had to make those the Gooey Magoo, which is kind of annoying, but it's still Gooey Magoo. If you look it up, you'll be able to find it. But yeah, I think after that, our next game.
Oh, hold on. Let me. I don't have anything.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not on Twitter. I'm not on YouTube. I'm barely on Facebook. One day I'll get them all because I feel like people are going to want to talk to me. So that's cool. I want to thank again Sections of Years for the use of the song at the beginning. That's my band. It's a lot of fun with them. And yeah, next week's game, Halo 1.
Yes, and we left it up to each other whether we wanted to play the classic version or we wanted to play the remastered version or a mix of both.
Yeah. So Halo 1 next week. We'll figure out which version we're going to play. We'll catch you all next week, though. This is Soul of a Gamer, signing out.
Thank you.